Hi beautiful souls, thank you so much for being here with me again, and a huge welcome to those of you who are new. This is Jasper, I'm your tarot reader, and today's video is entirely dedicated to help you find out what is it that you need to know right now. In order to make your choice, we have here 4 groups with 4 crystals. We have Amazonite in group number 1, Celestite in group number 2, Amethyst in group number 3, and the unknown sun in group number 4. So what I would suggest is to close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and picture the questions that you have to send to universe, and then when you feel calm and steady, you can open up your eyes and see whichever of these 4 crystals or 4 piles attracted you the most in the first few seconds. So try not to take too much time, otherwise your mind will start working rather than your intuitions. But of course you're free to pause the video here, follow your intuition, so whatever technique works best for you, and take as much time as you need. If you feel confused regarding your choice, you can also have a look at the timestamps in the info box below, because sometimes they help you, since we are intuitively attracted to certain numbers rather than others. So that technique always works for me. Also, another thing is that if you really can't choose between 2 of them, for example, it might mean that you have a mix of messages to hear in both of those piles, so I would recommend to listen to them both. Then, on a last note, I need to remind you as always that this is a general reading, therefore may or may not resonate with all of you, or even just a portion of the video might resonate with you and not the rest, which is why it's very important that you always follow your intuition, take what feels right, leave the rest, and try not to get too attached to the results of the reading, okay? So that being said, we can go ahead with the first pile. So check the timestamps to get to your group. Just forgot now to say to you that the majority of this reading is going to be made with oracle cards, since I feel like I've been neglecting them so much and they have such special messages to deliver. But we will also integrate it with a few tarot cards as well. Okay, that's really everything for now. I'll see you at the beginning of your reading. Hi group number 1, if you chose the Amazonite, this is the reading for you. So I've been drawn certain cards from loads of different oracle decks. I haven't seen the cards just yet. I mixed them loads. I just didn't want to show you that part because it would have been incredibly boring since I had so many decks to shuffle. But you will see the shuffle in live in camera with the tarot instead as soon as we get there. So let's see the first cards. What are we gonna see first? We have some love attraction cards. The first card said, whatever I can imagine, the universe can deliver. And behind we have a more specific message regarding that note, which says, if you have the ability to imagine it or even to think about it, this universe has the ability and the resources to deliver it fully unto you. For it is like a well-stocked kitchen with every ingredient imaginable at your disposal. So remember this very well. If you have the ability to imagine it or even to think about it, the universe has the ability and the resources to deliver it to you. Whatever you can imagine, that the universe can deliver. And then the second one is, I am attracting its vibrational essence. You can allow it or not, but the basis of your world is well-being. The law of attraction says, that which is like unto itself is drawn. And so the essence of whatever you give your attention to is unfolding in your experience. Therefore, there is nothing that you cannot be, do, or have. This is law. So the main messages we have from these 2 beautiful cards is that it's really important for you to decide what is it that you want to attract into your life, and then focus on that. Be it, okay? It's very powerful when we started feeling grateful instead of complaining throughout our daily life. Grateful about all the things that we have already attracted, and that puts you in a really higher vibrational state that will only be able to attract more and more things to be grateful about. And more specifically here, I feel like tarots are like spirits, angels, whoever you think is delivering you these messages, your guides are telling you it's very important that you start focusing upon what is it that you want to attract instead of focusing on the lack. You need to focusing on the full presence of it, as if you already obtained it, as if it was already into your life. Make a vision board if that helps. You can cut out lots of pieces from magazines, pictures, illustrations, sentences, poems. You can add stickers, drawings, writing, and if you don't want to do it on paper, you can also do it on Pinterest, or there's actually loads of websites that allow you to build a vision boards very easily, so that could really help. And so let's go ahead with the other messages. We have 2 cards from the Shamanic Healing Oracle, and the first one says masculine energy, and the second says inner journey. Wow. So intuitively it makes me understand that there is an inner journey going on where you're discovering your masculine energy. So whether you are male or female doesn't really matter. This is about trusting that masculine energy within you. The masculine energy is the one that usually act a lot more and that pursue their goals with so much intensity, with so much courage and energy, with so much impulse as well, and speed. So I think that the cards in general here, your guides are telling you it's very important that you start acting upon what it is that you want to attract into your life. So rather than just be passive and waiting for it to come, it's really important that you start making a move, that you start planning ahead your journey, okay? Of course, it makes sense that it is very, very important to spend time on your own first, to kind of find peace within yourself and realize what is it that you want to know and understand your person, understand what are your boundaries, what is it that you truly like, for example, in a person or in a job or in any other situation. So once you do this inner journey, then you can act upon it using more of this masculine energy to attract whatever it is that you want. Then we have 2 cards from the Secret Garden. I absolutely adore this deck. So the first one says courage. When picking roses, don't fear the thorns. I just mentioned courage. I can't believe it just came out. When picking roses, don't fear the thorns. And then adapt. You will get yourself where you want to be. And I think these cards are actually perfectly matching these other ones as well, because in the Secret Garden there's plenty of different cards that actually don't always talk about reaching your goals, but these ones seem to be. So you need to tap into your courage, and you need to also realize that along this journey you will find obstacles, you will find some difficulties, you will find something you're scared about, but it's very important that you don't let those block you, okay? So that's why the masculine energy is very important, because it really allows you, even in situation of difficulties, when there's nobody else helping you, there's nobody else opening plasters and putting on your knee, metaphorically talking, of course, there's nobody picking up the phone and calling an ambulance. I mean, I don't know why I'm imagining these scenarios, like these dramatic scenarios, but I'm really just talking metaphorically. You will have to cross some agitated river on your own. You will have to go through certain times which are going to be difficult on your own. So it's very important that you tap on this energy and you have this trust within yourself that you can make it, that you have enough strength, and that you're clever enough, that you can make the right choices, you can trust upon yourself. This is really important. And yes, even if universe is not going to deliver exactly what you were imagining, like at every single details exactly as your fantasy, as your imagination, it's very important that you just adapt to it, okay? Because those ups and downs are there for a reason. They're there for delivering very important lessons to us, so we just need to trust them, okay? Then we have 2 cards from the Moonology deck. So the first one is, you're very close to achieving your goal. I cannot imagine, like, I can't take my head around it. We were just talking about achieving your goals. So is the Gibbous Moon or Gibbous Moon, I don't know exactly how you pronounce that. Okay, and then a win-win outcome is forecast full moon in Libra. So these are really, really optimistic cards. They just seem to keep pushing you from starting a project or start planning something important that you've probably been dreaming about it for such a long time, but you never been acted upon it, okay? And it seems that now they're really telling you, if you just make the move, you will achieve it in no time. That's really beautiful. And then we have a card from the, what's the name of this? The Starseed Oracle. That's so beautiful. It says perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out. Common ground. I think I'm gonna read. Okay, can you see the picture? There's like the world in very far away distance and all the universe around it. So it tells you to put things in perspective. So rather than focusing on the details, you need to focus on the bigger picture. But I'm gonna read you the message from the booklets if I can find it quick enough. Let me see. There it is. It's a bit of a long message, but I think that is very worth listening to it. So it says, take a step back and look at the bigger picture of your life. Step away from the blinker vision and reactive frame of mind of me against them. Change your perspective. Shift your point of view and zoom out, out, out. We are but a speck of dust in the universe, yet we think everything revolves around us. We see the planet as ours to own and conquer, pillaging the land and setting ourselves up for our eventual extinction. We build fences and walls and create invisible borders. Mother Earth doesn't need us to survive, but we need her. It's time to wake up. A new perspective is urgently needed. We become so lost in our individual experience that we don't realize that most of the things that keep us awake at night are actually distractions. We're wasting our precious time and resources fighting each other when we should be coming together to heal what's been severed. This moment is a breath in the timeline of your life, and this life is a fleeting moment in the tapestry of your soul's experience. Your soul's experience is a flash in the timeline of the known universe, and the known universe is a grain of sand in the unknown universe. Take a moment to see the bigger picture, to find common ground, to find deep compassion in your heart, to gain a greater perspective of humanity in this fleeting moment in the timeline of your soul's existence, in the timeline of all that is, was, and ever will be. There's also a Starseed Soul Inquiry, which says, how are you being called to change your perspective? So, I don't know about you, but I found them really profound and meaningful. So I really hope that you were able to take something out of it. Definitely, it could be that what has been blocking you from achieving your goal was focusing on the obstacles, focusing on really tiny little details that weren't so important. So it would be really worth it taking a step back and trying to focus instead on what is it that you want to get close to, and focus on the beautiful things, the positive aspects, whatever is it that you've already achieved so far. Yes, so then we have another couple of cards from the Self-Care Oracle, I think that's the name, Anyway, I'll link down in the info box all the decks that I've been using. Let me see what it says. Alright, we have sex here and make a meal. So these are suggestions of what could it help you right now to get into a higher vibrational state and come out of sadness or mood swings and just sense of inactivity, or if really these are the advice that could actually help you to gain this perspective and feeling more motivated to follow your path, to not abandon it, to keep going, to keep searching, to keep fighting for it. Okay, so that's really interesting. So it could be that these things actually really recharge your soul in a very special way. Okay, so now I feel it's the time to read a couple of tarot cards to give you even more insight. I quite enjoyed reading all of these different oracle cards. I really don't use them as often as I should. So let's see, we're gonna read the Spirit Song Tarot deck, which is one of my favorite decks. What does group number 1 with the Amazonite need to know right now? Please and thank you. Well, we have the Page of Shells. Wow, double page of crystals and the Tree of Feathers. Okay, so the Page of Shells talk to me about bringing out to surface that innocent side of you. Okay, so if you had a dream as a child, remember that and honor it and try to work on it. Remember that that trust that you had in universe and in your family and in people and in yourself when you were a kid or even a teenager. It's really important that you find that softness of your heart that could have been hardened up by the experiences of your life, and it could have made you feel like there's no point to keep fighting for your dreams. But it's really important that you nourish that inner child within you. And if there's a person in your life that you feel like opening up your heart to, I feel that these cards are actually telling you it's okay to take the first move, or it's okay to take action right now, because you had the masculine energy here as well. Have courage, adapt to different situations. We have you really close to achieving your goal here. So make a meal as well. It could be that you could, well, make a meal and sex together sounds like a really good night, doesn't it? So it could be that you could actually, you could have been suggested to invite this special person of yours for a meal at your place and see whatever come after, and possibly open up your heart to this person and tell them, like, be vulnerable with this person and try to show a bit more your interest towards them. Page of Crystals as well suggest you to try and plan ahead. Okay, try and have more ideas regarding the future, discover new possibilities, try and be more efficient, trying to find a solution, different solution, more creative solution to your problem, as well as suggested to be patient. And it gives importance to every single action that you can take every day, because the crystals are very, very committed, they're very patient, and it really, when they start having a goal in their mind, there's nothing stopping them from reaching it, even if it might take forever. They are really constant, putting a little bit of activity towards it every day. So I think this would be the suggestion for you. And then we have The Three of Feathers. Okay, so there's some pain that need to be released. Possibly you might be how do you say, you might slow yourself down or stop yourself from acting towards your dreams because you've been hurt in the past. But I feel that it's really important that you start healing that pain and release it, and recover from it, okay? Because it's stopping you too much, it's slowing you down too much. It's really time that you start being more optimistic and trusting more people, opening up your heart slowly, show that vulnerable side of yourself, and go ahead towards this new path and be brave. Okay, so that's all I have for you guys. I really hope you enjoyed this different type of reading. Let me know in the comments below. I'm super curious, and I'll answer to each one of you as soon as I can. And for the rest, don't forget to like, share and subscribe if you haven't done it yet. It would truly mean the world. And hit the notification bell down below if you want to be notified anytime that I publish a new video. For the rest, I really wish you to stay safe and happy, and I hope to see you very soon in the next video. So stay tuned, big hugs, and thanks so much for watching and being so loyal to the channel. I really appreciate you guys. Bye bye now. Hi guys, if you chose group number 2 with the Celestite, this is the reading for you. So as I said in the intro, I decided to make this reading using loads of different oracle decks. So that's the reason why I'm not shuffling them in camera, because it would have been extremely boring. It would have taken so long. So I'm going to show you one by one. I haven't seen them just yet, so we're going to see together what story do they make together. And at the end, I'm definitely going to use a few of the tarot cards from the Spirit Song Tarot deck. So those ones you're going to be able to see the shuffle in camera. So let's have a look. First two are like two cards from the Moonology set, and they say surrender to the divine with the full moon, and take time to breathe out with the disseminating moon. Surrender to the divine and take time to breathe out. So there's very little action for you to do in this phase. I feel it's probably you've already done the work. You've already put a lot of energy and effort to manifest what is it that you want. You've already acted upon it. Maybe you were already doing some full moon celebration, or you've been working with the crescent moon, and now it is time for you to just wait and see what universe has to hand you over, and you just need to wait. It's like you've already put the seeds under the ground, and all you can do now is to wait and see them growing slowly. Okay, so let's have a look at the next two cards are from the Shamanic Healing Oracle, and the first one says letting go. Again, there's so much need to just be inactive right now for you, I feel. And sacred space, so it's really important that you find a special place for you where nobody can interrupt you, possibly a place where you can create your little altar with your crystals, your cards, some incense, some sage, the most special objects that you own that are important for you, even just a candle, and a carpet, or yoga mat to do some meditation, focus on yourself, focus on your breathing, do some breathing practice, do some yoga if you feel, or even set the intention for the day, writing down your list of wishes that you want to achieve this month, or this lunar cycle, or this year. What is it that you want to manifest or achieve after the lockdown? So it's a space dedicated entirely to you. It's very important that you create that for yourself, or that you are allowed to be in a bit of a hermit mood. There's so many moon that I'm getting confused. I meant mood. So you're allowed to detach from or separate temporarily from the people around you, and just create this space for yourself, especially if you are a person that is usually generally very busy, or if you're taking care of kids or animals and many other people depend on you. It's very important that you create this space for taking care of yourself and nourish your own soul and take care of your own plant, okay? And let go of everything else that is stressing you, worrying you, demanding lots of attention from you. Let it go for a bit. You've already worked a lot upon it, so you can rest now. You're allowed to rest. Then we have 2 cards from the Self-Care Oracle deck, and one says make a vision board and then music. So you can use this special sacred place to write down or to build a vision board. It's actually pretty easy. You could simply make a collage of all the pictures, illustrations that you see on a magazine or in a book, and glue them all together. Whatever is it that you want to see yourself at in the future regarding different areas of your life, regarding your love life, your job, your family, your house, whatever it is that you want to manifest in the future. It's very powerful if you find a picture about it, or write a poem, or write down, but especially if you can find a picture, is actually even more powerful than writing, because it really allows you to use it really helps you to visualize it. It really enhances that ability to manifest through visualization. So that's pretty fun. And if you don't want to do it on paper, you can also do it on Pinterest. Just create a board on Pinterest with all the pictures that inspires you. Or there's also actually loads of websites where you can actually make a collage for a vision board. So have a look at that. And the music, you can listen to some music while doing that. I think that possibly these 2 things would really recharge your soul and give you that plant feed that you need right now. Okay, so then let's have a look at the next ones. We have these 2 cute cards from the Secret Garden. One says, discover, look at the early dew drops before they disappear with the morning sun. And the second one says, change, as with the falling leaves embrace change. Okay. These are really cute. So discover, it's possibly an advice for you to start opening up your eyes to the changes that you are seeing in this season, because they're passing from the winter to the spring, and there's loads of little changes that if we don't stop and really look at them, we barely notice them, like few little gems starting blossoming on the branches, and the first few bees, the first few ants crawling around, the snails, just really, I got a fright. My computer just started talking. Alright, that was really scary. So, I think it was Siri listening to me. So, and thought I was talking to her. Oh, it. Better calling it it. So, I think, yeah, it's very, I feel like it's a suggestion to open up your eyes through the changes that the change of the season has to offer you, and really pay attention to them, and especially because they won't last very long, like the dew drops in the morning. And the same thing is probably revolved, I mean, regarding your life. It could be, I don't know why I have this feeling that some of you might actually be busy moms. So really, I know that it might be really, this advice might not be needed to all of you listening to this video, but I feel like I need to deliver it. So even if you are going through a really hard time and you're really busy cooking, packing lunch boxes, and doing laundries, and bringing your kids to school and everything, and doing homeworks when they come back, and try to spend some time playing with them. Like, even if it looks really, really tough and really busy, and there's like a task after the other, and you feel like you can't really stop and breathe and spend some time on your own, it's really important that you still honor those little moments. You stop and look at them and admire their little changes in them, because they want to be kids forever. So take some time to take some pictures of them, or do some portraits of them, or even just stay with them, be present, and instead of thinking already about the next task that you need to do, try and absorb all of that good vibe from that moment. Okay, so then next cards we have two cards from the Love of Attraction deck, and one says, but whose truth is the true truth? Okay, my English is probably not good enough to make a full clear distinction between true and truth. I hope I'm doing it right. And it says, with enough attention to anything, the essence of what you have been giving thought to will eventually become a physical manifestation. And then as others give attention to it, they help it expand. In time, this manifestation, whether wanted or not, is called truth. Deliberate creation is about deliberately choosing those experiences you make your truth. So you really, but whose truth is the true truth? So I'm going to repeat one sentence that I think is important here. With enough attention to anything, the essence of what you have been giving thought to will eventually become a physical manifestation. Whatever you think of will become a reality, will become your own truth. So be very careful regarding your own thoughts. That's why this special sacred place, it's very important to you, so you can have more control on what is it that you are thinking of, rather than being completely overwhelmed by the external world. And then we have, when my desires and beliefs are a vibrational match, that which is life unto itself is drawn. Sorry, I said it wrong. That which is like unto itself is drawn. So the vibration of your being must match the vibration of your desire. Another way of saying that is, your desires and your beliefs must be a vibrational match in order for you to receive that which you desire. Okay, so if you are dreaming, for example, of moving out into a different country, but then you believe that your local police station will never give your passport, will never update your passport because of that and the other reason. Or if you believe that you will never be able to get a visa, or if you believe that you will never be able to get a job over there, those the desires and those desires and beliefs are not in the same vibrational match. So you are creating an obstacles with your thoughts, which are not allowing your desires to manifest. So an advice here would be to really try and see if your beliefs are actually matching your desires, to actually see if you truly believe that is possible. Because if you don't believe, then it will never be able you will never be able to attract it. So it's not enough just a dream and just imagination. You really need to truly believe that it's possible to happen. Then finally, the last card, we have trust timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. I'm gonna read the booklet, the message in this little booklet, because I feel like they're always really profound and meaningful. So trust the timing. Okay, so here it is. Let me just find the page. Trust the timing. So often, those who feel like they're here for a reason sense that time is running out, and they spend their life worrying that they might miss their moment. But the only way to miss your life or your moment is to spend your time worrying about missing it. It's never too late to answer a calling, and you're never too old. The tides of your life are magnificently orchestrated to come in and out in perfect unison. Don't raise a hat and ride a wave that was never meant for you. You waste your precious time and energy when instead you could be enjoying your life. Everything is a season, and you're being called to trust the one you're in. Don't let impatience, comparison, competition, or paranoia disturb the seeds. It seems that everyone has anxiety these days, constantly scanning for something they might have missed or a possible threat. Keeping our mind and body pointed in the same direction as our soul is near impossible at such reactive speeds. Right now, you're being reminded to take a breath and trust the wave you came in on, to trust the season you're in. Time isn't running out, there's plenty of time, there's no rush, and it's never too late. That's so beautiful, and I think it really suits really well your reading as well. I really like the sentence, the only way to miss your life or your moment is to spend your time worrying about missing it. So it really makes sense, especially because I had this feeling that for some of you, you might actually rushing through your life, being super busy, and that's why you've been called to step away, stay, spend some time on your own in your sacred space, doing some meditation and visual board and resetting your energy and being open to the little changes of life around you. We've been talking about being aware of the change of the season. So yeah, I feel like possibly for some of you, indeed, going through life at such speed, you might actually start realizing, am I actually losing life? Am I actually not living right now? Am I acting like a robot with a task after a task after a task? When is it that I have time to leave? So it's very interesting that the booklet has said, well, life, you miss it just when you spend it worrying about missing it. So it's really important that instead we try to enjoy every little task. Even sweeping the floor could be part of your meditating time or mindfulness. So try to embrace that every single task you're going through your day has a purpose, has a meaning, and try to enjoying it. I know that it's hard to get into that place. I know that you probably feel like, I often felt like trying to do as quick as I can all the boring tasks so that I have more time to leave and do the other things that I like. But then you end up really not enjoying that time, which is a loss of time throughout your day. So if we can change perspective and trying to find pleasure in those boring moments, then life can actually look a bit different. So I'm gonna get a couple of tarot cards for you as well. We are gonna shuffle in camera. We're gonna get reverse cards as well. We are gonna accept it. So whatever side they come in, we take it as it is. They always give us a much deeper layer of interpretation of the cards, so nothing to be scared of. We're just gonna get 3 cards. There's my chair making lots of noises here. Okay, let me just mix in the opposite directions. We're gonna use the Spirit Song Tarot deck, which is one of my favorites. By the way, you can find all the decks in the info box below. So group number 2 with the Celestite, what do you need to know right now? Page of Crystals in reverse, 3 of Feathers in reverse, 9 of Crystals upright. Okay. There could be some resistance here with the 3 of Feathers in the middle. Resistance to release some pain from your past. So you might have been heartbroken in the past and go through something really hard, and it's been hard for you to recover from that, to release it, to let it go, to take the lessons out of it. So again, that's why there is a focus on this sacred time, sacred space, to try and heal yourself, because possibly that could also be a reason why you've been trying to keep so busy, in order to detach from your emotions, because they were just too intense and you didn't want to think about it. And then they're telling you to, again, be aware of all of the abundance that you have around you, and be aware of all the effort that you've been already doing up until now, and be proud of yourself, proud of how many things you've been achieved so far. The Nine of Crystals is pretty productive, but it's also pretty happy with all the things it has created around. There's like a beautiful net, a beautiful web that this spider has created. And as you said, what is it? What card we got here? I have the impression, yeah, letting go. As we said at the beginning, it sounds like it's a time for you to rest, because you've been already doing so much of the work, and now it's time for you to how do you say, harvest the fruit of your labor. Okay, so really make a pat on your back, because you've been doing so well, even though it was not an easy time whatsoever. And then we have this Page of Crystals in reverse, which to me it speaks about creative block in general, and a lack of discipline, a lack of ideas, lack of there's like some problems that you feel like, oh, there's no solution to it, there's no point at making any action towards it because it's not gonna work. Didn't we speak, wasn't it your pal? Because now I'm getting confused, but I feel like we've been saying with the law of attraction cards that you have to match your beliefs with your desires. Yeah, so that's exactly that type of attitude. Yes, this was the card. In this type of vibe, you are like, there's really no point that I even spend mental energy trying to reach those goals, because it's pointless. It's not going to work. They're not going to give me the document that I need. I'm not going to get the job. It's very that type of attitude, and I think that is suggested here to release that attitude and trying to be instead more positive, more optimistic, and believe that you are clever. Believe that you are going to find other ways, even though you can't see them just now. There are shortcuts to get to your goals much quicker than you think, in a much easier way. Okay, you just need to be determined and really believe that it is possible. Okay, so that's all I have here now for you guys. I really hope you've been enjoying this new different type of reading that I've been doing. I really liked using all of those oracle cards, so let me know if it's something that you appreciate as well. Let me know in the comments below if the reading has resonated. I would love to hear from you, and I'll answer to each of your comments as soon as I can. Also, don't forget to like, share and subscribe if you haven't done it yet. It would truly mean the world. And hit the notification bell down below if you want to be notified anytime that I publish a new video. And for the rest, I really hope to see you really soon in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, being so loyal to the channel. You can't imagine how much it means for me. I'm so deeply grateful. Thanks as well for the donation, for the oracle decks that has been sent. I really can't thank you enough, guys, and I really see you soon. Send you big hugs. Stay safe. Bye bye, guys. Hi guys, if you chose pile number 3 with the Amethyst, this is the reading for you. I've drawn lots of oracle cards from many different decks, so I decided not to do it on camera because otherwise it would have been extremely boring for you. So here is big fan of cards. We're gonna read 2 of them at a time. Eventually I'm gonna read some tarot cards as well for you, so those ones are gonna be shuffled in camera. You'll be able to see them. So I haven't seen these cards just yet, so we're gonna find out where they're gonna bring us together. The first one says, look at a bigger picture with the full moon in Sagittarius. Then we have the end of a tough cycle approaches with the full moon in Capricorn. So we have 2 full moon. Look at the bigger pictures and the end of a tough cycle approaches, which is a great news. Let me see how to integrate them with the other cards. So we know what are we talking about. We have teaching from the Shamanic Healing Oracle, teaching, and self-love. Okay, so there might have been some tough lessons that you might have had to learn. Okay, you might have gone through I can't speak. You might have gone through a really hard, tough experience lately that is now going towards the end, and it had a purpose to teach you some self-love. And indeed, the look at the bigger pictures, it makes sense because it suggested that instead of thinking over and over again about the bickering that you might have had with a person, about the unfairness that you had to experience, the harm that you had to go through, that somebody had afflicted onto you, instead of thinking about all of the details of this painful experience, you need to look back, to step back and look at the bigger pictures and realize that this was a very meaningful experience for you, that you needed to go through it, because now you actually came out of it much more enriched. Even though at first glance you would think, oh, this was so unfair, I really wish I would never experience that, I wouldn't wish it to anybody else, but in reality it had meaning, it had a purpose. So you definitely came out of it with much meaningful contact with yourself, and you now know how to set healthy boundaries for you. You know how to respect yourself, you know how to teach other people how to respect yourself. You know what experience you need to say no. You know how to read the red flags, whether this is a sentimental situation or a job situation or a family situation. You now definitely came out with these big lessons for you. Okay, so let's see what other cards we have. These 2 cute cards from the Sacred Gardens. One says, play. Among the grass and wild violets lie undisturbed little secrets to uncover. So suggested to be playful and to start looking at the little pleasures of life and be curious. And generosity, sow seeds of kindness. It is really hard, especially after such a tough experience, to actually be playful and generous and kind towards others, because you think, why would they deserve me to be so nice with them if the world hasn't been nice to me at all? I do get it. I do understand if you suddenly got a little bitter and are not so keen to play with others or to play with life itself and to be more curious and to enjoy life in that sense. But these are really powerful advices that will help you to jump into a higher vibrational state, and only when you get there you will be able to then attract more positive experience into your life. If you instead keep looking at your nose, at the bad things that had happened to you, and if you keep blaming the people involved or yourself or the situation itself, you will just keep attracting more and more situations similar to it. Okay, so it's really important that you instead jump to a next level of consciousness. And those advice are really easy things that you can do. in order to shift reality for you. Okay, so start thinking about people around you. Look at the bugs in the grass, the flowers. It's a beautiful time of the year now. We're finally shifting from the winter to the spring, so there's so many beautiful little changes that you can have a look at the park nearby your home, and that will definitely help you to be more present, to be more happy about life, to kind of take this experience in a more playful way, and take it with philosophy. This is what we say in Italy, like take it from another perspective. Then we have Earth pulsing, pulse of the mother, slow down, time in nature. I cannot believe we were just talking about spending some time in the park and just look at all the spring details. And this is another advice to spend more time in nature. I'm going to read a little booklet for you because the Starseed Oracle deck is a really powerful one. I always find really meaningful messages there. Just need to find it. Earth pulsing. So, must be in alphabetic order. Sorry, be patient with me. There it is. A mysterious pulse is woven through all of life. The planet itself is a rhythm. You can see it in the seasons and the tides. In our world of artificial lighting, long working hours, and modern conveniences, it's easy for us to feel stuck and off kilter. It's time to reconnect with nature and surrender to the pulse of the earth. Earth pulsing is my favorite tool for surrendering to the rhythmic pulse of the mother and the entire universe. Download an earth pulsing meditation at www.starseedoracle.me. Today, many of us are disconnected from the land beneath us. Somewhere along the way, a severing happened. A moment when it became too painful to stay connected. We feel unsupported and as if we don't belong. We look to other people and the external world to fill the void of the connection, holding and belonging once given to us by the earth. Taking, clutching, conquering, longing for others to receive us fully, as the mother once did, forgetting that she's still here, waiting for us to remember and activate the part of us that longs to receive her embrace. When you consciously connect with the earth, a veil is lifted, and she opens up and receives you more fully. You are able to drink from her sweet waters and release what no longer serves you. Stagnant energy falls away, and you become connected to all things on the planet. Place the card on the portal of your heart and whisper the following: I surrender to the pulse of the mother. May my heart beat in unison with her. That's really beautiful. I really hope you've been enjoying listening to that message as I did. So that's definitely true. Once you connect with Mother Earth, then a veil is being lifted up, and you feel definitely more embraced, more embraced by Mother Earth, more understood, and feel part of a giant unison. Then we have, I cannot believe, look at this, self-care oracle deck. We have take a walk and pleasure. Why not? That's probably a good reminder. So it could mean two things: to take pleasure in taking a walk, to really fully going for a walk with awareness rather than doing it just because you have to. Tick it on your list of things to do from the day. You can just start walking much more slower, take pictures around. Sorry guys, I got interrupted by the SIM card being full. So I think I was talking about the pleasure of taking a walk and doing it with much more awareness, and instead of feeling like you have to tick the walk from the list of things to do during the day, you can actually experience it differently with much more awareness and being fully present, and try to fully see every single detail around you. Maybe even take pictures, sit down, feel the grass, use all of your senses during this walk. But of course, why not? This could also be instead takes a moment both for taking a walk and both for giving yourself pleasures in any way that you like, to kind of again shift your vibrational energy and go to a higher state where you're not so focused on the bad things that happen to you, and you start to feeling like life is worth living again, and is pleasant, is a pleasant experience to be here, and there's a reason why you're here, and there's so many lessons to be grateful of instead of blaming universe for all of the things that are happening. Okay, so then we have a last couple of cards from the law of attraction. The first one says the most powerful law in the universe, with this lovely bird, and then it says every thought vibrates. Every thought radiates a signal, and every thought attracts a matching signal back. We call that process the law of attraction. The law of attraction says that which is like unto itself is drawn. So you attract towards yourself everything that is like yourself. So whatever your thoughts you have, your desires, your emotions as well, whatever you feel, it is going to vibrate into the universe and bring something back that is similar to that. So it's very important that you stop focusing on the bad things that happened to you, even though they were really hurting. But as we said, this is the end of a tough cycle. There's a new beginning for sure. And I feel like if you're here is because listening to these videos because you want to make much more sense of what has happened to you and trying to feel better. So definitely these are all really good, important advices to try and shift your thoughts, shift your emotions, shift your beliefs, so that you can shift a plane of consciousness as well. And then we have another card, and it says, why is it taking me so long? The only reason you have not already received what you desire is because you're holding yourself in a vibrational pattern that doesn't match the vibration of your desire. So you truly have to believe that what you're desiring, it is possible. If you have any obstacles in your mind, it is not going to happen. So you really need to be on the same vibrational state of what is it that you desire. As I was saying in pile number 2 as well, they had a similar card. It's very important that if you want to go on a holiday, if you desire to move out to a new country, for example, you need to believe that any single step along the way is going to be possible. It's going to flow nicely. It's going to be fluid. If you think instead, I don't believe I'll ever be able to get a job there, or a house, or find new friends, or I don't believe the current restriction will allow me, I don't believe I will be able to get a visa, all of those things are actually the opposite vibrational state of your desire, so you won't be able to reach it. And sometimes we have those beliefs really hidden within ourselves really deeply, so we're not even aware that we are vibrating the opposite type of energy. So now I'm gonna get a couple of 3 tarot cards for you. We're gonna see what else you need to know right now. Pile number 3 with the Amethyst, please and thank you. What do they need to hear? We have the 5 of Feathers. There's definitely internal conflicts there, and possibly conflicts with other people as well. Some type of competition, some type of discussion you might have had, some verbal fight. Then we have Love in reverse and the Empress in reverse. So I feel that there is this experience that you have had has brought you to a place where you feel a lack of abundance into your life. Possibly you stop loving yourself, as we said, love yourself card, self-love. You stopped seeing yourself as a beautiful. human being, capable of anything. You stop seeing the beauty in nature as well. You stop seeing the opportunities around you as well. It's like it's really dimmed your light, this experience, and it possibly made you lose trust as well on your partner, if you have one, or the people around you, or trust in the universe that will ever be able to bring you close to your twin flame or to your soulmate. So you possibly has lost trust on finding love as well. Maybe this was really bad sentimental experience that broke your heart, and possibly it closed your heart towards any other new encounter. And here with these 5 of feathers, I feel like you possibly are in a very defensive mode as well, and you might be able to push people away, but I feel that the message here, so as we said, is to try and shift your energy and start changing your thoughts. So if your desire is to meet your soulmate, for example, then stop believing that is not out there. Stop believing that universe is not kind to you. Stop believing that you deserve to be alone by yourself all of your life. Okay, so you need to really shift your thoughts and having them matching your own desires, and start loving yourself a lot more, because if you don't see beauty in yourself, why would other people see that? So you attract what you are. Okay, so it's really important that you started treating yourself as the best partner ever, and then other people will start seeing you as well. Okay, and it's very important that you also find the abundance of pleasant moments into your life, even though you might not have a partner at the moment. I know that it turned into a sentimental situation, might not necessarily be sentimental for all of you. It could even if it was about some of your projects, some of your dreams, your career. It's really important that you believe that you deserve that place, and that you have so much to give to the world that they would be lucky to have you. Once you perceive yourself like that, then people will perceive you in the same way. Okay, that's all I have for you guys. Let me know in the comments below if you like this type of reading with lots of oracle cards, and if it has resonated with you. I would love to hear from you, and I will answer as soon as I can. Also, don't forget to like, share and subscribe if you haven't done it yet. It would truly mean the world. And don't forget as well to click the notification bell down below if you want to be notified anytime that I publish a new video, which is happening more or less every Sunday. I'm trying to maintain this new rhythm. So yes, thank you so much as well for the cards donated to me, for the donations on PayPal as well, and for being so loyal to the channel, guys. I really see you. I notice your comments. I recognize the people that keep coming back, so thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I really do appreciate you. Hope to see you really soon in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon and stay safe. Big hugs. Hi guys, if you chose group number 4 with the unknown stone, this is the reading for you. So I have a big bunch of oracle cards that I picked for you. I still haven't looked at them, so we're gonna discover together what is the story that these cards are going to create. I decided not to shuffle them on camera because there would just be too many. It would really bore you too much, but we're going to shuffle the oracle cards, the tarot cards instead at the end of the oracle reading, so you'll be able to see that. So let's have a look. We have the Moonology cards saying communication is key with the new moon in Gemini, and step out of your comfort zone with the North Node. So straight away from these two cards together, I have the feeling that there is some message that you have to send out. There is some phone call or email or some conversation that you might need to have with somebody, even though you really don't feel like having that because it makes you feel nervous. It's definitely out of your comfort zone. You don't feel, you're not used to have this type of conversation. You really you're really scared of what outcome could be, how the other person might react, but the cards here really suggesting that it's important that you're going to have that open, honest conversation with that person. Or it doesn't necessarily have to be one single person. It could be like a group of people, could be your agency, your company, somebody that you work for. It's really important that you do express yourself freely. You do have the right you have the right to express your needs to other people and your concerns and your thoughts. Your words matter, so it's really important that you take them out there, because it's important your own happiness as well, and not just the happiness of the company or the family or your partner. You matter as well. Okay, so that's being said, let's have a look at the next card from the Shamanic Healing Oracle. We have Joy, and then we have Psychic Development. So you might actually enjoy starting a spiritual journey where you start being more aware of your intuition. Like if you see things in your dreams, or if you start hearing voices, or if you, when you write down, you feel like it's not you writing, it's like your hand is writing on itself, like an automatic reading. Or if you are reading cards for somebody else and you start having certain feelings in your belly, on your throat, trust them. Trust that that's a message. You might have some powers that you're still not aware of, like hearing, seeing things, and having telepathy. So all of those powers, they might be new, like a little seed, but hasn't been blossomed just yet. So you might find so much joy by developing those. So you might want to read some books about it, or do some exercises, and simply just be more aware of what you feel. And instead of dismissing it, write it down, share it. This could be what you need to share. If, for example, you have some premonition, I know they might be uncomfortable, but maybe it's time for you to share it with the person involved. I know that it's very a delicate situation, because if, like, you're dreaming of somebody dying, you don't want to go to this person and be like, you're gonna die today because I dreamt of that. Like, you need to be sensitive and sensible about it, of course, but it could be that some people might actually need to hear your words. So trust yourself a lot more, and trust that what is it that you have to say might be incredibly important and meaningful for somebody else. Then we have 2 cute cards from the Secret Garden, and one is be present, use the hours, don't count them, and the other one is success, bloom wherever you're planted. So really, I feel like you are in a phase of growth. You're in a phase where you are still discovering all of your powers, and and starting to see where is it that you can go, what is your direction, how can you be successful in this life. It is such a beautiful blooming time for you. You are actually going through an incredible spring right now, and there's so much that you still have to discover about yourself. And possibly if you do open up yourself a little more with the people around you, by talking, you will start exploring and discovering more and more things about you. I really feel that there's a lot of psychic powers there that you still haven't discovered, and that will actually bring you to success, and make you much more happy than you are right now. But yeah, try not to throw yourself out to the future, making so many plans for the future. You still need to be present right now and conscious of, and instead of counting the time, just use it. So be productive and use it to read loads of different books and to try and explore those topics that are still unknown to you. So then let's have a look at the next couple of cards. These are from the Self-Care Oracle deck, and one says, look to the stars and sync with the moon. I'm actually astonished right now because both of these two cards talk about astrology in a way. So it could be that you might actually have a lot of intuition, that it would be extremely useful for an astrologer, for example. So you might want to look into that and see if it's something that you want to learn a lot more, because I think you would be actually really successful in that. Even if you just want to do it for yourself and for your friends and family, it doesn't necessarily have to turn into a job, but I feel like you would be extremely intuitive, and it would be extremely easy for you to understand the meanings behind the zodiac signs and the stars, the constellations, the movement of the moon right now. And Sync with the Moon is such a beautiful card as well, because it pushes you to sync your energies with the movement of the moon, with the different phases. So especially with the new moon and the full moon, with the crescent moon, like waxy moon, and then the descending moon, they have very different energy, and if you use them for manifesting your own wishes, desires, you will understand how powerful they are, how much they will help you. So I actually started doing it as well, and I write a list of new wishes every time there is the new moon, and it truly helps to manifest them, because you don't only write the list, you also write what is it that you can do to physically help you to manifest them. And also you put a lot of trust into the universe, and a lot of you write a list of things to be grateful for, and a list of people you want to send your love to. So it really puts you to a really much higher vibrational state, where manifestation is a lot easier. It just happens much quicker. So that's a lovely advice. And then we have two cards from the Law of Attraction deck, and one it says, I am a physical extension of source energy, and behind messages, everything in your physical environment was created from non-physical perspective by that which you call source. And just as source created your world, and you through the power of focused thought, you from your leading edge place in this time, space, and reality are continuing to create your world. So it really reminds you of how powerful you would be, how powerful your manifestation would be if you simply direct your thoughts towards it. This entire world was created by a non-physical world, which is true. And so the same, if that happened, if that was possible, then anything else is possible. So you're just reminded of that. What a beautiful reminder. And then we are all co-creators within a diverse universe. Every physical being on your planet is your partner in co-creation, and if you would accept that and appreciate the diversity of beliefs and desires, all of you would have more expansive, satisfying, and fulfilling experiences. So it's beautiful to see the people around you as co-creators as well. That's why I do think that it's very important that we choose our words, and we choose the people that we want to communicate our truth with. Is very because otherwise, if our beliefs are extremely different from them, sometimes we might get influenced by theirs, and they are going to affect our manifestation and dreams. So really, I feel that the advice here is to choose the people you want to be co-creator with, and then communicate with them. So if, for example, your interest is into astrology and psychic development, then speak them out loud, but you need to find the right people to talk about those topics with. So you don't want to speak about them with random people around you if you feel like that would actually throw you off the boat and make you lose interest in that. And then the last card It is from the Starseeds Oracle and is called Child of the Cosmos. The intelligence of the universe lies within you. I really want to read you the message of this Oracle card, so I'm going to just get the little booklet because I really find them extremely meaningful and profound. So I just have to find it in the book. It should go with alphabetical order. There it is. There is a mysterious force that governs all of life, an intelligence that tells flowers when to bloom and the tides and seasons when to come and go. That intelligence is within you too. It was there before you drew your first breath, and it will be there well beyond your last. It's the part of you that informed every cell what to do when you were in your mother's womb. It's harder to resist this force than it is to surrender to it, because Earth is a planet of polarity and free will. It's easy to forget that this intelligence exists within us. So often we become disconnected from this pulse of life and fall into the pattern of believing that we are separate, or feeling that we need to go it alone. We can feel isolated and as if we need to figure things out for ourselves, to rely on our own strength. You're being called to remember the intelligence that's within each and every one of your cells, to remember that you're a precious child of a loving, gentle universe, that you have access to all of the intelligence, wisdom and strength and flow and qualities there ever were, are or will be. And to remember that if flowers know exactly when and how to bloom, then you do too. Starseed Soul Inquiry. How can you surrender more deeply to the intelligence, to the intelligent flow of life? That's really beautiful. I really feel like there's no need of any other word to describe this card, because that booklet already does such a great job on its own. But I'm gonna get some tarot cards for you. Again, it really surprised me though, they were still talking about cosmos, so there is definitely some connection between you and the stars and astrology and higher powers that you want to get into. I really feel like that could be one of your interests, to tap into that universe intelligence that we still know so little about it. So let me get a few cards. We're going to get 3 cards. So what does pile number 4, group number 4 with the known stone need to know right now, please and thank you. Five of Feathers, Page of Feathers in reversed, and 5 of Shells in reversed. So 5 of Feathers talk to me about some internal conflicts that you might have gone through. So it makes me feel like possibly you're actually hanging out with people that don't fully understand you, and that's why you feel that nervousness of speaking out your truth. That's why it's so hard for you to communicate. Possibly they're just not the right people for you, or you just have very different interests. But it's really important that you find that you speak out. Do you see this Page of Feathers? It really talks about communicating, sending a message, and also exploring and discovery. So I really feel that you need to find out who you truly are, and then feel extremely proud of that, and without any fear you can express yourself. No matter if you're super different from others, you will find your tribe, you will find people that will actually understand you. But if you don't start speaking out, it will be very difficult to find them. So I know that is not easy, especially if you are in your teenager age, but doesn't necessarily you don't necessarily have to be that young. But I do get it that it's hard, because every one of us want to be part of a group, want to feel accepted, and want to feel part of a bigger family. And it is hard when you feel like you are the weirdo of the situation, but it is important in this sense that you find the light within you, and that you start having hope of getting to know people that are more similar to you. Five of Shells in reverse, it's quite of a positive card, because if it was in reverse it would be telling us that you are focused on the things that you've lost. You really focus on the past, you're really nostalgic, and you feel like you're not so present in the current reality, and that you're not actually aware of the things that you've achieved so far. But if it's in reverse, it actually means that you're coming out of that energy, and you're finally, yes, embracing the lessons from the past and the achievement that you got in the past. And even if some people might have left because of certain differences in your beliefs and attitudes and philosophies of life, it still doesn't mean that it wasn't important. It was extremely important, but now it's time for you to release that and have the hope that you will find many more other shells that matches your shell. Okay, you need to find I feel that this reading is especially talking about finding your own tribe, okay? And it is possible only when you complete self-discovery. I mean, not necessarily complete, because we just keep discovering new things about ourselves until the last days of our lives. But until you develop more and more understanding of your own soul and your own interest, then you'll be able to find others who will understand you, who will get you, okay? So I feel that's the reading for you. That's all I have to say to you. I really hope that it has been meaningful and that it has resonated. Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you, and I'll answer to each one of you as soon as I can. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe if you haven't done it yet. It would truly mean the world. And hit the notification bell down below if you want to be notified anytime that I publish a new video. And for the rest, I really hope you to have a lovely, gorgeous weekend. To see you very soon in the next video. Hopefully it will be uploaded the next Sunday. So I'm really trying to maintain this new rhythm of one video per week coming out on Sundays. So stay tuned, and thank you so much for being so loyal to the channel. I really appreciate you guys. See you really soon. Big hugs now. Bye bye.